Travis Etienne was a first-round pick just a few years ago, but his brother Trevor is in this class and going a little bit under the radar. So does he have what it takes to succeed in the NFL? Well, it's a little complicated. He is a great receiving back and shows elite vision, but the athletic tools just aren't really there, and he's never functioned as a workhorse, despite playing for multiple different programs in college. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. But let's take a little bit of a deep dive into one of the better receiving backs in this class. The first thing you notice when you scout ETN is those hands. They are absolutely sticky. He is a natural hands catcher and he has an ability to pull in passes from outside of his frame. He barely had any drops in college. In fact, just one, which was incredibly impressive. He also, in the receiving game, shows an ability to transition to runner in the open field incredibly quickly. This is something which is really impressive as a receiving back because you need to be able to then secure the pass, turn upfield, and then identify where you're going. But he definitely, shows that awareness to instantly know what he's going to do when he gets the ball in hand, and the ability that he can then just trust himself as a natural hands catcher then means that he can turn upfield and immediately look for yards after the catch, which is very impressive. He also has a great ability to change direction without slowing down. I think you saw the change of direction ability on the highlight package at the beginning of the video. He's someone that definitely can move laterally and not have to gear down to do it, which is good because it stops defenders being able to then maintain pursuit angles. If you can change direction just on a dime, that is incredibly impressive and will help you manage to evade tacklers. The main quality that I love from him as a runner is his vision. He is someone that is able to identify both cutback lanes and holes and identify the flow of the run before things have even fully developed. You will see him cut back into a lane that doesn't seem to be there, and then it develops right as he hits it, which is incredibly impressive. And that is something that particularly in zone schemes and zone read schemes is going to be incredibly exciting for an offensive coordinator and something that will definitely help him when he gets to the NFL. The vision is some of the best in this class. I also think he's a really good pass protector. Now, he is undersized, so he is going to struggle against larger, if he's somehow having to block an edge rusher, which is very rare to happen, but against larger defenders blitzing, he's going to struggle. But his identification of the blitz angles and of which defender is blitzing is very impressive. And he does have a good understanding of leverage in terms of how to just throw his body in the way. Whilst he's not the most powerful back, you do see throughout his game, he is willing to throw his body around to try and make up for that. And definitely in the pass protection area, this was quite impressive. One of the main issues that you see is just that he never really functioned as a true workhorse back in college, which makes it very hard to then project him to do that in the NFL. Now, he is undersized and he obviously thrives in the receiving game, so it's easy to project him as a third down back and someone that you can use in a slightly different way. But when you look at his time in college, he never really had the lion's share of the workload, despite playing for a few different programs. He had a couple of different injuries. He really disappointed a little bit in what you would like to see in terms of development, just because you want to see a back being able to seize that 3-down role, and he was just never able to do so, even though he'll probably be drafted and some of the other backs he played with potentially won't. Now, one of the counterpoints to this is that he is coming into the NFL at only 20, so there is a lot of room for him to develop and for him to become a workhorse in the league, but you just would have wanted to see it in college. My main issue with Etienne, however, is just the athleticism. I don't think he's a bad athlete, but I think he's not a great one, and you really want to see some exceptional tools for NFL coaches to then work with. The long speed is good, but he does take a while to get into it. The acceleration is definitely not. His burst, I think, can be lacking. I think the lateral agility is nice, but you'd like to see him cut on a dime and then explode upfield, and you just don't really see that. And power is definitely a struggle for him. Look, he's 5'9" and under 200 pounds at the combine. Power is probably going to be a struggle. The problem with the combination of these three is you kind of need an elite athletic trait to be able to succeed in the NFL, or you're an outlier if you don't have that. You can have poor long speed if you can accelerate incredibly quickly. If you're a power back, you don't need to be that fast, but with kind of average athleticism across the board, it does relegate the chances of him ever being a true workhorse back when he gets to the league. My playstyle comparison for him is Michael Carter, who obviously is now playing with the Arizona Cardinals, but has played for a few different teams, came into the league playing for the New York Jets. Now, if you remember, Carter was the Lightning to Javonte Williams' Thunder at UNC, and they were an incredibly impressive combination. Michael Carter definitely profiles as more of a third down back. He is also undersized, although he's just over 200 pounds, where Etienne is currently just under. He also is a good pass protector. This is the role that I see for Etienne in the league, where you're just working as a third down back. You can steal some occasional carries. You are a priority backup and a priority handcuff in redraft leagues, but you are unlikely to ever truly see 3 down workloads. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a team in the actual NFL falls in love with the receiving ability and takes him slightly higher. He's currently projected to go day 3. I think probably the 6th or late 5th is where he ends up. Again, I can see someone ending up taking him around the 4th just because they look at the upside of the receiving ability, but there are definitely backs with better athletic tools. And so when it comes to rookie drafts, I think the back of the 3rd is probably a decent spot for him, maybe the beginning of the 4th, just because I don't think the upside is truly there for him to be a 3-down back in the NFL, and he's going to have to be incredibly efficient on limited touches if he is going to be fantasy relevant. And I just don't think he has the home run speed threat and the chunk play threat to really get it done if he's not seeing the field for more than, 10 to 12 touches a game, which I'm not 100% sure that he will. I want to know down below in the comments, which do you think is going to be the better back for fantasy of the 2 Etienne brothers? And while you're there, like this video, please consider subscribing and check out all of the other rookie content available on my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.